getAbstract keeps you updated with summaries of the best business books published worldwide. Books you absolutely need to know in a convenient, smart format. And now, getAbstract presents the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Follow them and people will follow you, by leadership expert John C. Maxwell. The book was published by Thomas Nelson Publishers. In this abstract, you will learn how to use the basic principles of leadership and how to build your organization. John C. Maxwell, a former pastor, based his 21 Laws of Leadership on enduring values. These guidelines are meant to inspire, not innovate. They offer practical techniques to show you how to lead by principle. Maxwell's rules are straightforward and insightful. getAbstract recommends this manual to help you build stronger teams and become a better leader. And now, the summary.
To attain true leadership, heed these 21 rules. Rule 1. Leadership ability determines your effectiveness. Brothers Dick and Maurice McDonald had a talent for the restaurant business. As American culture became dependent on cars, they developed methods for serving hamburgers to customers in a hurry. People in the restaurant business came to learn their efficient methods. Yet the McDonald brothers failed when they tried to franchise their concept because they lacked leadership ability. Their partner, Ray Kroc, had the vision and skill to make McDonald's a success. Dedication to success is important, and so is talent and intelligence, but without leadership ability, you'll only get so far. Rule 2. Influence is the true measure of leadership. Real leadership cannot be bestowed, it must be earned. In 1996, a London Daily Mail poll showed that the public considered Mother Teresa and Princess Diana to be the two most caring people in the world. The public listened to them, and they used their influence to accomplish great things. Leading and managing are two different tasks. Leaders influence people, while managers focus on running smooth operations. Entrepreneurs and innovators are not necessarily leaders. They may lack the ability to build organizations. Being given a leadership job does not make you a leader, nor does having great knowledge. Only hard work and dedication will. Rule 3. Leadership develops daily, not in a day. First, you must identify the subjects you need to learn about. Then you can begin to develop your leadership skills by filling in the gaps in your knowledge. As your knowledge grows, so will your leadership ability. Leading will become second nature. Real success comes from building your knowledge and your enterprise day by day. Rule 4. Leadership requires planning and forethought. Think about the jobs you are asking other people to do as part of following you. Then, be sure you are prepared. Decide what you're going to do and tell your key staff members about your goals. Allow time for them to accept the plan you've proposed. Be prepared for problems, but always highlight their successes. Each day, review the course you've set. Rule 5. The person who people listen to is the real leader. True leadership depends on influence. If people listen when you speak, you are the leader. Real leaders have strength of character, build good relationships, and know a lot about their work. They have strong intuition and talent. Rule 6. Leadership is based on trust. The trust of your followers is your most valuable asset as a leader. People want to believe in your character. If you make a mistake and don't acknowledge it, you will breed mistrust. Rule 7. Leaders earn respect. People naturally follow leaders stronger than themselves. Strong people look for strong leaders, based on respect and depth of character. Harriet Tubman, an African-American abolitionist, was very short. She lacked 2 front teeth and she never dressed well. Despite her appearance, people respected her enormously for her bravery and effectiveness in freeing slaves. Rule 8. Leaders have good intuition. They interpret everything based on their leadership task. You develop intuition over time, through experience, but you must be ready to implement it in a heartbeat. Intuition enables leaders to read their circumstances, understand other people, and evaluate their resources. Then they integrate that understanding so they can act within a broader context. Intuition offers a creative way to connect problems with solutions. Apple CEO Steve Jobs is an excellent intuitive leader. He has an uncanny ability to present innovations that capture consumers' imagination. He views every technology, every partnership, and every employee as a resource he can use as he leads his company. Rule 9. You will attract people who are like you. Generally, the people you attract will have qualities that are similar to yours. They will usually share your attitudes, values, abilities, and life experiences. If you're not attracting the people you want, examine your leadership skills to find any areas that need improvement. Rule 10. Leaders connect with other people. Even when you face a room full of people, relate to them as individuals. Some of the greatest military leaders made it their business to reach out, person by person, to their troops. Robert E. Lee spent time around the campfires with his men on nights before big battles. General Norman Schwarzkopf said in his autobiography that one Christmas during the Persian Gulf War, he must have shaken 4,000 hands. By taking the trouble to connect with their soldiers individually, these leaders ensured that they had their followers' support. Rule 11. The people closest to you shape your leadership. To make your organization more effective, seek strong leadership potential among the people who form your inner circle. Don't waste time trying to convince or inspire people who have a negative attitude. Invest your energy in those who share your vision. Rule 12. Only secure leaders give power to other people. Worries about job security usually prevent leaders from empowering other people, but the ability to develop other leaders makes you especially valuable to your organization. Abraham Lincoln put his political rivals and critics on his cabinet because he wanted advice from leaders as strong or stronger than he was. When you empower others, you lift them up and, in the process, you elevate yourself. Rule 13. Leaders promote other leaders. Some people have a natural gift for leadership. Others rise to the occasion in response to crisis. However, the vast majority of new talent is inspired and mentored by other leaders. People with experience are the best mentors. Many executives don't see the value of generating other up-and-comers who can take charge and may try to hold other people down. Be careful. The only way to limit others is to lower yourself. Raising new leaders is essential for the full development of your organization. The more potential chieftains your company has, the stronger it is, but that requires careful nurturing. As Ross Perot once said, leaders don't flock, you have to find them one at a time. Rule 14. People accept the leader, and then they accept the leader's vision. Mahatma Gandhi was one of the greatest leaders of all time. He led his native India to independence. He advocated nonviolence as the best weapon against oppression. Convincing people of this idea was terribly difficult, and yet millions followed him. Why? Because they believed in him as a leader, so they adopted his vision and his plan. Many people think vision comes first, but it doesn't. When followers are making up their minds, who the leader is comes first. Build your credibility as a leader and then work on persuading others to share your vision. Rule 15. Leaders find a way for the team to win. When Winston Churchill became Prime Minister of England in 1940, he plainly stated his position against the Nazis. He made it clear that he intended to lead England to victory and that defeating Hitler was the only acceptable outcome. Despite incredible odds, Churchill did not give up until the Allies were victorious. Even a leader who is dedicated to victory must realize that winning is usually a team endeavor. Improving the team's results requires a dedicated leader with a cohesive vision and excellent skills. Rule 16. Momentum is a leader's best friend. To go anywhere, you must be in motion. Ongoing momentum makes it easier to overcome challenges and obstacles. As a leader, you must generate momentum, which will inspire your followers to perform. Rule 17. Activity is not necessarily accomplishment. First, analyze your obligations. Identify those areas where your strengths are greatest and, as much as possible, delegate the rest. Understand where your passions reside because they provide your motivation. Being active doesn't necessarily mean you are accomplishing the right things, so setting priorities is crucial. Ideally, each action you execute will satisfy more than one priority. To prioritize, determine what you absolutely must do and which activity brings the greatest reward. To maximize your efforts, focus on the most productive areas. Rule 18. Leadership requires sacrifice. Sometimes you have to be willing to give something up so you can move ahead. You may be forced to take one step back in order to take 2 steps forward. Often that means working around the clock without compensation or appreciation. Sometimes the sacrifice is even greater. When Lee Iacocca took over Chrysler, he couldn't stop the company's downward trend without taking drastic action. As a last resort, he asked the federal government to bail out the company. He opened himself and Chrysler up to attack and ridicule. To set an example, he reduced his yearly salary to $1. He asked Chrysler's executives to sacrifice as well. Because of that mutual sacrifice, they turned Chrysler around. Getting where you're going will take sacrifice. Staying there may require even more sacrifice. Rule 19. Timing is everything. So often, timing has a tremendous impact on the outcome of a battle. Georgia Governor Jimmy Carter was elected president in 1976 because U.S. voters identified with him as a Washington outsider. It was the right time in U.S. history for an outsider to win. The country was disillusioned by Vietnam and Watergate. Chances are that Carter would not have been elected at any other time, but timing favored the underdog in 1976. Rule 20. To grow, lead your followers. To grow explosively, create more leaders. Leaders who develop other leaders multiply their own potential and activate the law of explosive growth. John Schnatter, founder of Papa John's Pizza, explains, "It's my job to build the people who are going to build the company." His chief operating officer, Wade Oney, adds, "The key is to develop leaders. You do that by building up people. You can groom leaders one by one, but for faster growth, you can also enlist leaders who bring their followers along, multiplying your growth." Rule 21. A leader's long-range value is measured by the successor he leaves behind. In 1997, Coca-Cola's CEO Roberto Goizueta died unexpectedly. This kind of crisis often ruins a company, but Goizueta had prepared for his company's welfare in the event of his absence. As a result, Coca-Cola remains strong. By growing leaders, you increase your company's potential and provide for its future success. If you follow these 21 laws, you will become a better leader and you will build a stronger organization.
You've been listening to a business book summary from getAbstract. To download the print version of this summary or other audio summaries, go to our website at getAbstract.com. There you will find thousands of summaries of the best business books ever published. And thank you for listening to Get Abstract Book Summaries.